Old man Woody likes the crooked cock.
Bucket or the side bucket, just a lot of nicknames for it.
Okay.
Now, what about violence? Like, did you have to join a gang to feel like you were protected? How did you stay away from trouble?
So I personally did not join any gangs. The Talladega medium high security had a lot of independents. So you have cars, which is basically a gang of people that aren't in a gang.
Yeah, it's like an Oz, the weird people. Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, you got the cliques that stick together, but then cars are also divided by region, like the North Mississippi car, the Mississippi car as a whole. You know, like I was from Mississippi and I'm in prison in Alabama. I'm technically already in the Mississippi car. But Talladega had a lot of independents in that car. And so basically what you do is you go to the guy that is the shot caller for the independents. They don't really need a shot caller because they don't do anything. Mm-hmm. The independents don't start any bullshit. Show him your paperwork. I'm not a snitch. I'm not a sex offender, whatever. He says, okay, cool. Here's where we sit in the chow hall. Make sure you're riding with us. And then if you do have any problems, for example, one time I went to buy stamps from a gang member and he tried to short me about $20 worth of stamps. Instead of me handling that and getting killed by all of them, I went and talked to my shot caller. He went and talked to their shot caller. They got me the money. The dude fessed up, was like, yeah, okay, I tried to, I miscounted. It was an accident. They gave me the money. No problems. No issues happened. And that's essentially, as far as the protection went. You just can't really haul off and go fight somebody on your own terms, because if they're in a gang, then they can all focus on you. And then I don't have anybody, you know, that's got my back. Now it's 250 people versus me, and I'm obviously going to die. My kidney's going to be on the floor or whatever. So no, I didn't have to join a gang. I'm not affiliated with any gang. I did not bang like I was tough in there. I don't try to, you know, talk tough out here. I kept my head down, played guitar, spent an unfortunate amount of time getting high the first time that I was locked up, and minded my business, man. I did not ever feel the need for protection or anything.
How was the guitar received? Like, if I was near you, I would be so joyful that someone was making actual music. Like,
as long as you were good. What if he's awful?
Oh, then you probably get beat up.
Well, I was already fairly adept as far as fingers go. I studied theory while I was in there, and I'm 1,000,000 times better than I was before. I practiced 7 hours a day for 4 years of that or whatever, you know. So I hope I got better. But you would just go to the rec yard and you would turn in your prison ID. And if you turned it into them, they could give you a guitar. And they do that to keep up with who's taking the strings off, just in case anybody tried to steal a string for a tattoo needle. You just turn that puppy in right there. As you can see, I looked a lot different, even though it won't go in focus. That is my authentic prison ID right there from when I arrived at Talladega in 2014. Give them this. They hand you a guitar. Go play for a while, turn it back in. And once per week, you get an hour in the band room if you've got a few bandmates, where they have a shitty drum set, a 50-watt amp, only acoustic guitar, so you have to put external pickups under the strings, which sounds awful, especially if you're trying to play rock music, and do the best that you can. And I had a great time in there, and it really got me through it, and I really learned to use the music as a catharsis, and that was my number one focus while I was in there, which is writing and playing music.
Did you ever form a band of inmates, or was it always you solo in there playing?
No, I was in bands the whole time of my incarceration.
That's awesome. What were some of the names? What were some of the names of the bands?
Oh, well, one of them, we called ourselves FCI. That was actually my band, where I was doing vocals and guitar, and I had a bass player and a drummer, both of whom were recently released. So if you guys check out my YouTube channel, look out for that content coming soon.
All right.
Get the band back together.
What does FCI stand for?
Yeah. That was the thing. So with FCI, we would just change it every single time, because obviously it's Federal Correctional Institute, because we're at the FCI Talladega, but we would say like fucking cheat immediately, the fractured cranium incident. Like my boy had like a long list of it. We would just come up with the dumbest shit.
That's fun.
We spent a while as the Sofa Kings. That was pretty generic. That wasn't my band. That was another one, you know, like So Fucking, ha ha ha. The Sofa Kings, everybody thought was funny. 7 Books Shy, which actually, you remember that incident I told you earlier where that guy tried to rip me off for some stamps?
Yeah.
When I counted it, it was 7 books shy of what it was supposed to be. And I remember telling my boy about what happened. He was like, what went down, man? And I was like, I bought some stamps from Homeboy, and it was 7 books shy. And they were like, that's the next band name right there. That shit sounds sick. That's lit as fuck. We're going to do that. And I was like, all right, cool. But no, man, we actually boogied the fuck down in there. I got in some really good bands while I was in prison. Like, when dudes got nothing to do with practice.
I like it.
I love that.
You would be absolutely amazed, man. I mean, we did a whole lot of songs in there. I mean, pretty much just dad rock and radio rock staples. You know what I mean? Just the typical, the Crazy Trains.
Tell me you played Jailhouse Rock at least a little.
No, we didn't play Jailhouse Rock.
You.
I did do Folsom Prison Blues. I did Folsom Prison Blues, though. But we didn't do Jailhouse.
I ended on that note. I love the wordplay.
That was the best shit I've ever heard.